Hi everybody, I'm Owen and I've got new Lego for my Lego shelves. Well, technically old Lego. So I thought I'd have a quick chat about buying secondhand Lego. I know I've talked about it before, but I bought a bunch of new things recently. That one I haven't opened yet. But some of the stuff that I bought recently was a deliberate risk, and I want to talk about disappointment, I guess, and what you should be doing if you're buying secondhand Lego. I don't know if I'm very invested in you buying secondhand Lego, because that probably works against me if I'm bidding for stuff, but hey, on whichever platform you so choose, you can get excellent deals if you're prepared to be a bit patient and have a benchmark of what you actually want and how much you're prepared to pay for it. I think my problem is that sometimes I get a bit compulsive and just any old Lego is good Lego, particularly if it's reduced. So the things that I bought recently were cheap, and read the descriptions fully would be a good piece of advice. I did know exactly what I was getting myself in for with a couple of things that I bought recently that were not complete, and I knew they weren't complete, but cheap enough that I thought, cool, and I could always fill things from my collection, or maybe buy those extra pieces, or maybe I wasn't that worried about anyway and just wanted the build experience, and maybe it wouldn't matter if I couldn't colour match things. So a couple of things that I got recently, and I will do these as little videos for builds as well, because I build them. And so this is the first one, Statue of Liberty. There she is. She's pretty lovely. I was told that there were a number of pieces missing in the head, which is unfortunate, because obviously that's the kind of most important part. So her little face obviously should be the same sort of, I think it's called sage green. So there's a couple of pieces missing from that, including these kind of angled pieces. Problem, of course, with sage is that I don't have a lot of sage green in my collection that isn't actually being used in build. So these bits in the neck, the crown itself and the torch itself also supposed to be sage green, but I rather like them in those colours. I might like to go fully gold on the crown, might look quite cool. So I knew that was going to be missing pieces, but I thought it was a big enough set that was discounted enough that I thought this is rather good. Also with that, one of the things that I try to do when I'm buying sets is one of the biggest additional costs is the postage and the security kind of fees that you pay. So with that one, I bundled it in with something else that I thought, oh, well, that's just cheap, I'll get that, and then it'll kind of be better, or a smaller percentage lost on the postage. Because the problem with Lego quite often, where you think, oh, that's a nice £10 set that's been reduced to £5, that's really good. But then, of course, you add on postage and the security stuff, and you're already back up to the £10, and you might as well buy it new from the Lego shop. So trying to bundle things together is often useful. There are quite a few people out there that are just selling pieces as well, which is really quite good. They tend to have a lot of different things, and you can get some unique pieces, which is excellent. So the other thing that I got with the Statue of Liberty was a very random box of, whoops, not the camera, a box of Harry Potter Lego. It's the Dursley house. I haven't worked out how complete it is yet. It's very dusty and it's still together, but it was super cheap, and I thought I'll just have it for the pieces. It's some quite nice sort of buildy pieces. It is very dusty, but that's kind of probably the biggest thing that you get with the fully secondhand stuff, because obviously you've got a couple of different things going on, people selling things that are actually secondhand. Some things are still in box. Obviously the boxes tend to kind of up how much people think that they can sell for. I'm not particularly worried about boxes unless it's like a fully sealed set. You know, if it's a fully sealed set, then that has some value to me. because obviously I know, great, it's all pieced out. Generally pieced out stuff varies as to whether people have dismantled things or not. Quite a lot of sellers will break it apart if you ask them to. So the next thing that I got myself was a couple of brick heads. Again, I will do builds for these. The first of which was to add to the Statue of Liberty pieces, because I found somebody selling the Statue of Liberty brick head for nice and cheap. So I bought that in order to supplement the larger one. So currently I can't have both built at the same time, but quite a cool little brick head. They weren't dismantled, but the quality of those was really good. So I've got that one and a little Batgirl one, which is cool. Looking forward to building that. So talking about the brick boxes and whether they come with boxes. I got, again, obviously I've done a video recently on the Batmobile stuff. I bought this when I was working towards that video. Haven't ended up using it because they came with the box. Like I say, I'm not quite sure why. It is one of the dustiest, dirtiest pieces of Lego I've ever received. So, I mean, I kind of don't really want to touch it because it's that horrible. So I am definitely going to do a video about cleaning Lego real soon, because didn't come broken apart, and look at the state of that. So seems to be complete. Batman's in there with his cape above his head. I don't know why, but yuck. But again, you get what you pay for. It was super cheap. They told me it was going to be dusty. All good. So I will clean it up at some point. Probably the biggest disappointment lately with another Batmobile. But again, I knew the risks because I was paying a very cheap price, and I think it was about half the price of the actual set. And they said in the description, bags 1 to 3 are open, and I can't guarantee that they'll be complete. And in the end, the entirety of bag 3 was missing. But bags 4 and onwards were entirely unopened. So, and I don't think it was a malicious thing. It was that they had bought it like that, and they had never tried to see what pieces were missing or whatever. Unfortunately, there's some very unique pieces, so I haven't been able to replace them. And it is the Batman Forever Batmobile, which you can see a lot of pieces here that I've ended up having to go red, or even this amazing pink colour around here. And there are supposed to be a lot of those angled smooth pieces with the cut-offs, so that this becomes this lovely sort of arch. I don't know whether I'm going to bother trying to replace them, mainly for the fact that the other piece that was missing is the canopy across the top of here. So that is actually quite a critical piece to be missing. I will post this build anyway, because it was an interesting build. Obviously, not my favourite Batmobile, but in terms of kind of price per piece, it's still a decent purchase, because even if these pieces just end up going into my system, it will be a worthy thing. The last thing that I have, I know what it is, but I haven't opened it yet, so I thought it'd be interesting just to see what the quality was, because again, got this very cheap. So the description said that all the pieces were there, but the box was a bit battered, and that was that. Like I said, I think I paid under half price. So this is the latest thing that's arrived. So I'm going to open it now. Obviously, I should have opened it when it arrived so that I could, complain if there was an issue. But I've fun this way. So, oh, I've just gone. If the box was battered before, it's more battered now because I've just put my scissors through it. Hang on a minute. So, Lego symbol on it. That's the first thing I can see, which is good because you never can be sure these days. So, another one for my collection to go over there, my Star Wars stuff. So, oh, can't get it. People are very good at wrapping very heavily. Yeah. So, feels good. It has not been dismantled, but the pieces look clean. So hopefully there's an instruction booklet in there. Hopefully all the pieces there. I'll have to dismantle it and find out. But yeah, looks as described, which, given that I paid less than £20 for this, very happy with that. So you can find amazing deals. And last thing to say, which was about the Batman Forever vehicle, which I'd not experienced before, was it was clearly from a smoker's house. And I've never experienced that kind of, because they quite often say from a non-smoking, non-pet home or whatever, which I hadn't thought would bother me that much. But the smell of cigarettes on this was so overpowering. I had to leave it in the garage for airing for a while, because particularly the paper, the instruction book, just reeked of cigarettes. Yeah, so that's the latest purchases. I'm going to do a cleaning video at some point soon. I'm going to put the videos that I've done of the Statue of Liberty large one. I might do the little mini one as well, so that can be a double video, and the Batman Forever one as well at some point soon. The others might take a little bit longer, but yeah, that's it for now. So until I see you again, keep on building.